New and deadly Russian airstrikes on Ukraine. U.S. President Trump appears to be stepping back from his peace push there. Trump is putting the summit he was planning to hold with Russian leader Vladimir Putin on hold.
I don't want to have a wasted meeting. I don't want to have a waste of time, so I'll see what happens.
Trump's summit with Putin would be their second since they met in Anchorage, Alaska in August. But pre-summit talks this week involving Trump's Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Putin's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov appear to have hit a roadblock over Russia's refusal to accept a ceasefire. This is the latest reversal from Trump after he pulled back from giving U.S. Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine during last week's White House meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. U.S. media report that Trump angrily demanded Zelensky concede to Putin's demands for Ukraine's Donbas region. That's territory that Russian forces don't fully control. Trump is now calling on Ukraine and Russia to halt their fighting along the existing front lines. Now, President Zelensky accepts that, and just this morning, a few moments ago, calls that idea a good compromise. So we'll see where that goes. But Moscow is rejecting that proposal. One of Zelensky's key go-betweens with the White House, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, is in Washington today for talks with Trump. And we're going to get the very latest on breaking news out of Ukraine. More on those deadly airstrikes. Anna Cunningham has the details in London. Anna.
Morning, Heather. Well, this was yet again another night of major Russian strikes on Ukraine. Let's just show you some of the footage out of the capital, Kyiv. It appears that they have largely targeted the country's energy infrastructure, but there are reports as well of residential buildings being hit. The capital itself, Heather, came under that large attack. Explosions could be heard throughout the night. It really was a wave of strikes. There were Russian drones and missiles used, and it's in fact the first time since September the 28th that there's been such a heavy attack on the capital. It did remain under a ballistic missile warning for most of the night. We have had some numbers in from Ukraine's Air Force. They say that Russia launched 405 drones and 28 missiles on the country overnight. There are reports of casualties. You can see those images there of firefighters putting out blazes in residential apartment buildings. Local authorities say at least 6 people were killed, and they reportedly included a 6-month-old baby and also a 12-year-old girl in the Kyiv region. Now, if we show you some footage from the Ukrainian emergency services in Zaporizhzhia, you can see they're trying to enter this apartment block, and when they actually do get in, because this had been hit by a Russian drone, you see those residents being taken to safety, clearly very dazed and frightened. Amongst them, the elderly. There were also the young in there as well. And these are scenes that we have seen repeated overnight also in Odessa, the city of Odessa on the Black Sea in southern Ukraine. Now, Heather, President Vladimir Zelensky has taken to social media. He has posted this saying, "Russian words about diplomacy mean nothing as long as the Russian leadership does not feel critical problems." He does go on to again call for more pressure from the West to be levied on Russia through sanctions, long-range missile capabilities and diplomacy. And as you were just mentioning, President Zelensky is actually visiting Nordic countries today, and he has said that the US President Donald Trump's call for Ukraine and Russia to stop at the current front lines, he says, is a good compromise. But he also added that he had doubt the Russian President Vladimir Putin would support that. Just briefly, Heather, Ukraine's military has said overnight it targeted Russia. It used Franco-British supplied Storm Shadow missiles, and it's described it as a substantial attack on a major chemical plant in the Bryansk region in southwestern Russia. Right now, it does seem that peace between Russia and Ukraine still remains very far apart.
Thank you very much, Anna, for the latest. Anna Cunningham there.